What's up, family? What's going on? And welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video today. It's been a while. I did upload a video recently. Hop back on the bandwagon, keep the train going. You know, the little engine could if you tried. So this is gonna be a sporadic video. I wanted to talk to you guys today about trust and love. You know, everyone should have a clear understanding of trust and love, the differences, you know, the good, the bads, just to make sure that you are cognizant and you're moving through this world and this energies aware of what's going on around you at all times. So I did want to start today. Well, I just wanted to say I have been going through my little spiritual expansion over the last 3-4 months. Has been quite interesting, quite painful, quite insightful. One of the best experiences I ever had. One of the worst experiences I ever had. I definitely wouldn't wish it on anyone else. You definitely, you know, that's why you always want to stay equally yoked with people. Make sure you have people around you that's on the same vibrational frequency as you, you know, that have the same goals, aspirations, you know, associations with, you know, each other. You know, we have things that are similar. You know, we're all humans. The only thing, you know, we start breaking each other into categories like skin color or language or race or football teams or favorite colors and things like that. It's quite foolish, but you know, I guess there's a purpose, a time and a place for everything, right? But you know, through this whole expansion process and experience, you know, I'm pretty sure I've known these 33 years the difference between trust and love, but you know, I'm beginning to get a more clear understanding of these different concepts and these different ideas. So you know, just protect yourself. You know, stay mindful, stay present, stay aware of everything that's going on around you. Use that third eye, use your discernment. Make sure you pay attention to, you know, not only people but places and things as well. So starting off with trust and love, it's kind of I don't want to make this video too long to this. I want to try to use the best words I can. But trust is different from love, you know. It even says it in the Bible, you know. It says, men, you know, love your woman, and women obey your men. You know, obey is trust. You know, so you think of it as, you know, when you think about your parents, you know, when a man goes out to find his, you know, his spouse. Not usually, not all the time. At least in my case, it happened, and a lot of people where I look, I see the same kind of you know, patterns repeating. But men want a woman that's caring, that's nurturing, that's gonna accept him for his flaws, no matter the wrong he does. Always have a home to come back, you know, a bosom to lay up under at the end of the day, and things like that. You know, you think about a mama's boy, or you think about his mom. A man wants a woman in his life that's never going to give up on him, aka his mom. Doesn't have to be his mom, but you know, that's the type of people you're looking for. You know, when you're raised with parents in your life, they give you certain goals and, you know, different things to look for in people or partners that you may want to have an extended relationship or not. And even with women on the opposite end of the spectrum, we're opposites. It's the exact same thing. There's some things about men that women will never understand, and there's some things about women that men will never understand. We can't have kids. We can't have a period. Women will never know what it feels like to bench press 5 times, 10 times your own weight. We'll never understand these things. So it's always good to have a dialogue so that we can kind of meet each other halfway and empathize and sympathize on some of these things to see where, you know, we're coming from. So on the female end, women are looking for the exact same thing, but only opposite. They're looking for someone that's just like their father. Someone that's never going to leave them, that's going to love them unconditionally, that's going to spoil them and treat them like a princess, even at 50 years old. We can go on and on. I can continue to give you more descriptions, but hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. So trust and love is two different things. You can completely trust someone and not love them. You can love someone and not trust them. But I mean, there's more to it than that. I just wanted to kind of give you like the bare necessities before I go on my tangent rant. Trust and love. We definitely want to make sure. It's hot out here. I might have to take this sweater off. See, this is the thing. I try to come out here with my hair combed and a nice sweater on. I'm in Florida. It's hot out here. I got a pool in my backyard. Sweating like a stuffed pig out here. But that's just some of the basic concepts or the basic ideas you want to think about when you think about trust and love. I can put it in another context. When you think about your money, when you think about banks, when you looking for a bank to I don't want to say invest in, but to put your money, you're basically looking for an institution that you trust to store your money. You don't necessarily love the bank that you're going to. You trust the bank. You trust that every time you check your bank account that your money says what it's supposed to say. I mean, if you out here loving banks, especially with the way the world's going now, the banks ain't treating people right. Especially if you black, you already know where the bank started from. Banks started from the slaves auction off on the stock market. But we're gonna move past that. That's a conversation for another day. I can't even think straight. I got tunnel vision. It's hot out here. I'm kind of rusty because I ain't done videos in a while. But you kind of understand when I say you don't necessarily love your bank. You hate your bank when they overdraft you or they BS you. You hate your bank. It's all about the trust. You can love someone and hate somebody, but still, find that sense of trust. You don't have to like somebody to do business with somebody. You don't have to like somebody to learn from them. So that's just one example in regards to banks. Another example of love and trust, you would think of, like your parents. I used that example before. But, take me for example. I love both my parents. I trust both my parents. Let me just start by saying that. But I'm 33 years old now. I've had a lifetime of experiences with both my parents. Good and bad, right and wrong. I love my mom, but I trust my father. My dad's birthday just passed, not even a week ago, maybe a few days ago, and I gave him my first crying lecture. I literally sat on the phone with my dad for 2.5 hours, and I lectured him, which he was very proud of. Happy birthday again, Dad. My birthday will be coming up in a week. We'll see. I'll connect with my dad and have another one of these enlightening lectures. One of my most favorite people to talk to. But yeah, I love my dad, but I trust I trust my dad more than I trust a lot of people in this world. I trust my dad more than I trust my mom. Now, my mom, I love my mom, but I don't trust my mom as much as I trust my dad. I might even say, how it goes. You raised by your mom. I might even say I love my mom just a smidget more than I love my dad, but I love him equally as much. So, there's a difference between trust and love. I grew up with my mom. I always loved my mom, but I didn't trust my mom all the time. There were times in my early teens, I've always been this way. I've always been inquisitive. I've always, seeked out knowledge. I've always had answers to questions that other people had at a young age. So I've always had to butt heads with my mom, not having a man in the household, me being, a young man. I always had to butt heads with my mom, so I didn't necessarily trust some of the thoughts or the actions and the things, and it was proven over time. It's just certain things I couldn't trust her with. I love her unconditionally, and that's one of those things that you have to think about when you think about love and trust. There's different ways to express love and trust in relationships. You want to make sure at the end of the day, the person that you love, you also trust them. You also want to make sure that the person that you trust, you have a certain degree of love for them as well. You can't have one without the other. It's an equal exchange. You have to be able to be the alchemist or the magician in your life and be able to figure out how you want to have these relationships and these energies play out in your life. So you always want to double check and think about, these different things in regards to trust and love. Again, the Bible says Men, love your woman. Women, obey your men or trust your men. You gotta trust the head of the household. Can't be single ladies out here thinking that, oh, just because you single and independent out here at 20, at 30 and 40 and 50 is gonna be the exact same thing. It's different. You just gotta pay attention. It's all about self-trust. That's where it really comes from at the end of the day. Do you love yourself enough to be able to treat the people around you the way you want to be treated? Do you trust yourself enough to, make sure you're guiding yourself, to the right forms of love? That's basically, love is it's a form of currency. Love is more powerful and more important than money. If people love you, you don't have to have money. If people love you, you're blessed. Your name travels far. People give you gifts. You don't need to purchase anything. You better ask these Instagram little girls. It's just, you have to be in tune with everything around you. Starts with love. Starts with trusting yourself to step outside of your comfort zone sometimes. Everything is not, you don't have to be perfect. We stumble. Of course, I mentioned that before in the past, but it's all about mastery. You have to frequent your spirit so that you stay on a certain vibrational frequency so that you can receive your blessings and your downloads and have clear vision and clear sight. Sorry that I'm wiping so much sweat. That's how hot it is. It's like it literally rained last night. Like the whole day, it was sunny yesterday and it decided to rain last night. So weird. And then now this morning that the sun is out, everything is so humid. That's the crazy thing about being in Florida. But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I really wanted to go in depth and elaborate more. But really, to be honest, I wanted to put this video. I've been trying to put this video together. And I just haven't been having that much luck. It should be really simple. But, we have family, friends, kids, the sun, sweat, everything else. I'm trying to find... my guys are trying to remind me that I should write down, some of these thoughts and ideas. I should really, subscribe to scribing. In 2020, I don't really use too much pen and paper. I try to type things out of my phone, but sometimes I just like to free. Like, I've never been that type of kid. I've always been a straight A student, never had to study or go over or review quizzes to prepare for a test. I've never took notes in class. I've never been that type of... In fact, taking notes distracts me from the actual experience of now learning. Even when I went off to these corporate jobs and they train you on the knowledge, because that's really what it is. You don't have to be a rocket science. Once you apply to these places, they train you on what they want you to know. Their corporate culture, structure, and the job that they're... So you don't have to go to school for computer programming and get a 10-year degree just to go to a place that's going to hire people right out of high school. They're going to teach you what they want you to know. Just like the military. They draft you out of high school and they teach you what they want you to know. So it's basically what it is. You want to teach yourself, things that's going to help you, things that's going to be beneficial. Expand, connect. It's never a fool's journey to seek knowledge, but you got to understand that it's more than just seeking knowledge. You have to put it into, context sometimes. Again, me going back to not, taking notes. I've never been a note taker. Not bragging or not saying that that's a good thing, because that's a bad thing. I need to learn I need to get back to taking notes. Or should I say? I mean, I don't have to. I don't really think that that's my strong point. Sitting back and taking notes. I think my strong point is, taking in a lot of knowledge, absorbing a lot of ideas, and, expanding on those ideas. And I'm getting to the point where now I want to be more of a teacher, or more of, people need dialogue. That's what people need in this world. We don't need, ADHD medication. We don't need all these different, groups and people that's trying to lead us instead of teaching us how to lead ourselves. What happens when that person is not around to lead you? What happens when those training wheels fall off that bike? What happens when you're stranded and you don't know north, south, east, and west? You know, the real angels, the real Elohim, they're not held back or distracted or you know, stuck on these physical things. You know, time, space, you know, it does not affect spiritual beings. We're gonna get there somehow, whether we gotta send the message or the messenger or whatever the case may be. You know, just be mindful, that's all. I want to make this video a little bit longer, but it's too hot out here for that, so y'all gonna have to catch me on the new one. Y'all be safe, love your family. We did finish up the 7 main chakra network. We finished up that series not too long ago, so I kind of have some new ideas on maybe doing a series on astrology, you know, sun, moon signs and things like that. Numerology as well. I mean, we still got, you know, a few more months. It's October, we still got November and December, so there's still a few more months left in the year to get more ideas cultivating, plant more seeds in the ground, connecting with new spirit guides, connecting with new ideas. Oh, the life of a librarian. Oh man, trying to stay off social media as much, you know, especially Facebook. Facebook is the worst. Catch me on Instagram, catch me on YouTube. You may even be able to catch me on Twitter at Blacktonio AW, Blacktonio Views. Y'all be safe, man. Take care. Have a good day.